And wanted to go to a bit of social media that came out actually 4 years ago. You may have seen this, you may remember it. It went viral, it went absolutely crazy. And it just interested me. It's a lovely story about a lady who was shopping in Morrison's with her two daughters who were both had learning difficulties, quite severe learning difficulties. And they got very upset, the two girls, when they got to the till and they got fed up with shopping. And this lady, Lynn, jumped in and intervened and let them scan the shopping and played with them and calmed the whole situation down, which was a lovely story. And the mum didn't get this lady's name, so she put the photograph on Facebook and said, if anyone can identify her, I'd like her to be thanked for this because she was fantastic. It went berserk. So I don't know how much you can read at home, but there's 15,000 comments on this, 106,000 shares, 572,000 reactions, absolutely massive. What was interesting, because I'm sad and lonely and I don't have a proper job anymore, and I started reading all the comments, is what the comments said. And I don't want to take anything from what she's done because she's a fantastic lady, but the comments were all about Lynn and isn't she wonderful and weren't you lucky to find her? Or other people with children with similar disabilities who were saying, you were so lucky to find her, I know how difficult it is, it's such a challenge. Very few of the comments, in fact only 2 or 3, I didn't read all of them, I'm not quite that sad, only 2 or 3 of them mentioned Morrison's. Now, funnily enough, we use Morrison's quite a lot for our supermarket shopping during lockdown. And my experience there is okay, but it's functional. Occasionally you'd find somebody who was a little bit more smiley than the other people. So although Lynn is wonderful and what she did for Morrison's was great, my suspicion is that Morrison's aren't engendering that kind of behaviour from their team. They're using their team as operational people, and the fact that Lynn is fantastic should be fantastic in any setting is nothing that Morrison's are doing. I hope that doesn't sound too cynical because I don't want to take from what she did, which is wonderful. A couple of years ago, this happened on LinkedIn. So this is similar. Creative director of an agency. I screenshot this when it was 14 days in, 4,000 likes, 104 comments. Because I'm sad and lonely and don't have a proper job anymore, I started reading all the comments. But this happened in John Lewis, Southampton actually, where a little boy kicked off, no disability this time, just got bored and fed up with shopping with mum, and it kicked off in the middle of the department store, and someone had come over with a little toy and given him a toy to calm him down. Very similar. When you read the comments against this one though, it's all about the brand. It's, well, that's why I've always shopped in John Lewis, that's why I love John Lewis, I'd expect nothing different from John Lewis. And other people coming in with their own stories on what happened to them in John Lewis that were similar. My point is that John Lewis actually encouraged this kind of behaviour and try and append it to the brand. It's part of what makes them different and part of what makes them special, and there's a really big focus on doing that. And that's the difference, that this becomes reputationally enhancing. This guy, I don't know him, but I love what he wrote on the end of this. Excuse me. It says here, point is, being a beloved brand isn't rocket science. You just have to be lovely. It's simple but not easy. And it is, everything I'm going to talk to you about this morning is so simple, but actually it's doing it, particularly when it's your own business and you run ragged, keeping all the balls in the air with other things, keeping everything else happening is so difficult. So very simple, not easy to do necessarily.